So I wasn't going to do a video on the site drama, but it's just escalated over the last couple of days to the point where I figured I needed to do something. I hate site drama. I just wish everybody would log on and follow the rules and do everything within the parameter of the rules and really cooperate with the storytellers. If you don't, then there can be a real problem. I don't know where to start. So there's a player. He's kind of an old player. He's got characters in Sileris, Andricus, kind of. Kanash, kind of. He doesn't play all of his characters everywhere consistently, but he does play the one in Alvatus consistently. And basically, what happened, and this is a trap that all of you guys potentially could fall into. I don't want you guys to fall into this trap, so I'm trying to make this into a teaching lesson for the whole site. Basically, when you're in a city that doesn't have a moderator, or you're in a city that you choose to play in a city who loses its moderator or has an inattentive moderator, it's your responsibility to make sure that you don't take out of character information in character. And now this happens to all of us. I've done it accidentally myself. Mirage the other day, and I had this big debate over how his character knew about Leth, the god of fate, because Leth is really detached. And Mirage realized that he was taking out of character knowledge in character. I mean, we all do it because we know basic things about Mizahar, and we just assume our characters know. But the way the player system works is if you don't have the lore for it, then your character doesn't know. And if you don't have a moderator running threads with you or guiding you through things, a lot of times you can screw up magic. You can get things slightly wrong. And the problem is when a moderator does move into an area and they start noticing that things were bad and they try to correct it, then sometimes you don't always react as well as you might be able to react. I can understand both sides, but the problem is the way you communicate with a moderator. If a moderator tells you to do something, they always have a good reason for it. It's not like anybody becomes a storyteller here to push anybody around. I didn't start Mizahar with my buddies to have a place to grandstand or to tell you how to roleplay or to control your lives or to infringe on your fun. If I have a bad day, I have a very short fuse, but I don't have a need to come on here and ban somebody just because I'm having a bad day. And people think that. I don't know why. I usually take a lot of shit and usually a lot of personal shit before I'll do anything. It usually has to spill over and affect other people, like other storytellers or other players, before I will boot somebody off the game. Like the whole Tony scenario where the guy kept coming back and back and back and pretending to be different people, and then, touching everybody's lives with all this drama, making us feel bad, and then lying through his teeth about it. That was drama that we didn't need to have. Well, this drama that I'm talking about currently is a situation where a player has been without a moderator for a really long time, took a lot of advantage of that, and granted, he tried to correct it, but the problem is he is so arrogant about his dealings with the moderators, passive-aggressive, and refuses to run things by people. And you should always run things by people. If you're uncertain about anything, any way, shape, or form, run it by them. So, anyways, basically after a meeting with the storytellers that were involved, with a couple of his different PCs and the regional storytellers, we decided to issue him an ultimatum. And basically the ultimatum said, you can stay here and play as a player, and we understand the problems that you're having, but you need to run all of your plots by a storyteller and get approval for a while. And it's not like we would ride somebody's ass for the rest of their life. We would do it until we're sure that they know what the hell they're doing. And he didn't take that well. The other option was an invite site-wide. And, people have their pride, and I've had trouble with this player for years and years and years and years, to the point where I stopped answering his PMs because every time I said anything like, will you please do this? Well, why? Why should I have to do this? Here's the lore. Here's the page. He's like kind of like the ultimate rules Nazi when you're playing D&D, and they'll flip to a page, a DM's nightmare. Well, on page 36 of this guide here, it says this is the way you have to do this. You can't do it the way you're doing it. It's wrong. Well, it doesn't matter. If a storyteller tells you to do something, you should do it. If you don't like it, you can go find another site. That's just all there is to it. But you don't get to debate. And I'll read the original PM that I sent him, just so you guys know where I'm standing on this. So I wrote the character, and I said, oh, that's somebody else's PM. There's like been a bazillion. I said, greetings. It has been brought to my attention that not only myself, but two other storytellers have had serious issues with you pushing the limits of plot and taking advantage in the game. Your attitude has been arrogant, entitled, and unwelcome in its condescending manner. Very true. Very unwelcome. We have two options. One is a full uninvite. The second option, the one we opted to start with first, entails this. You will run every thread plot through an ST. That ST needs to approve the thread. This is because you take advantage, grossly so, of out-of-character knowledge and brought it in character. This has happened so often and so repeatedly that it becomes a major issue. Secondly, you will abide by any ST decision that's made on said plots or anything else without argument or other protest. If this means making changes to the plot, you will do so. I need you to reply to this PM agreeing to these terms without argument, or I will feel no hesitation about moving to the first option, the uninvite, and issuing a site-wide uninvite. Regards, me. I hate being a badass. I hate sending PMs like this. I don't do it very often at all. I've had problems with this guy for like 3 years and have never done this. But when it starts involving 2 or 3 other storytellers in 2 or 3 different places, there's a problem. And we got back. Let's see. His PM started with, "What have I done now? Why is this headed final warning? And then he writes a book. And then another storyteller tries to explain it to him. He writes another bunch of books. Everything was demanding that we prove that he's being like this. Well, you and I both know that when somebody gets passive-aggressive and it takes storyteller time and we have to have a meeting, there's a problem. If you have problems with one person, I can see that it could possibly be a conflict of personality and you guys just don't get along and need to avoid each other. It happens. But if you tangle with some of the most mild-mannered, easygoing, easy to work with storytellers on the game, it possibly could be your problem. I know that's hard to understand, but if I have to step in and say, you're gone, you're gone. I give you every opportunity to succeed on this game. I don't give people a hard time. I don't ride their asses unless they really, really have it coming. I don't know what else to say about it. So I wouldn't be involving all of you people in this via this video. I'm scrolling through the PMs right now. But evidently his character in Alvadas, and I'm pretty sure you guys will have no trouble figuring out who this is because all of his names are grayed now. And this is a longtime player. But he started copying and pasting specific pieces of our dialogue. And let me tell you, Fable got involved. Mirage is involved. Perplexity is involved. I mean, come on, guys. Fable and Perplexity. If you guys have issues with these two mods, who are like the most laid-back mods on the game, there's a problem. I mean, I can see you guys pissing me off in a heartbeat and tangling with me, and, you're just screwed. Because once you tangle with me, I'm not easygoing and I'm not forgiving. And I can't understand why people are the way they are. I don't know if it's an authority figure thing or what, but you fucked around with the two most easygoing, work with you, bend over backwards mods on the game. And then Mirage had to come in and sort things out, magic-wise. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. So this PC started cutting and pasting choice PMs and sending them to complete strangers that weren't even involved with the situation. And amusingly enough, one of them was a founder's PC. And, that founder was like, this is happening. I don't know if you know this is happening, but, so I'm just being out there up front with you guys. Put up with this guy's shit for 3 years, if not longer. And we're done. We're done. As soon as you start involving people with drama that don't need to be involved and trying to get everybody on your side and show everybody how evil the site is, it's just, all he had to do was send me a PM saying, I'll agree to this. That's fine. I'll run my plots by an ST. Instead, he wrote 4 or 5 books about how cooperative he was and how dare we do this to him and how he's completely innocent. Well, anyways, that's pretty much all I need to say about it. So I'm done with it. If you take more than 10 minutes of my time for one of your problems, and then you start taking 10 minutes of another storyteller's time, and 10 minutes of another storyteller's time, and then you write us books, then you don't need to be here. You can go anywhere else you want to. We just ask that you play nicely, get along, you hold hands and stand in line if you need to. It's not rocket science. It's just a game. I don't care how loyal you are. I don't care how dedicated you think you are. I don't care how much money you donate to the site. It's not worth our time. We bust our asses on here. And every problem player takes away from our pleasure to being on this site. And with the amount of time that I'm sure Mirage and Perplexity and Fable and myself have spent on this character, we could have probably ran some really good quests or brainstormed on some really good plot lines or had anything else going on that could have possibly went on. Or I could have approved all the help desk tickets and probably posted to a whole bunch of Gnosis threads in the amount of time I've taken in the last 2 days over this guy. I'm done. I'm just done. If you waste our time, we're not going to let you waste our time for very much longer. And if you're a player and you have somebody that's doing this to you, please tell me. Get a storyteller involved. If you're a storyteller and you're having a player harass you, I'm serious. Talk to the other staff members because odds are you're not the only one that's having problems. All of us need to communicate. I've told you this before. I drive this home. If we just have better communications going on, we won't let anybody get overwhelmed on the site. We won't let people, we have threads in the staff lounge, venting threads for newbies. Like, why do we have to keep answering this question? We have people in place now, like Sedge, who's wonderful, about wanting to problem solve. She wants to create a blog to help us, with the chronic questions that we have all the time about this, that, or the other. Please go to her thread and post everything that always frustrates you that the newbies ask so she can do blogs about it or scraps about it or whatever. Fantastic idea. Storytellers, you need to unite. We need to talk to our players. You are no different than me. I'm no different than you. We're all people that are just coming here to write. And as far as I'm concerned, we can all help each other facilitate that writing to happen. And if we have something that's infringing on our pleasure, then we need to work on it. We need to be better. Am I not approachable? Is Mirage too? Are you just distracted by Mirage's awesome avatars and you can't, stop drooling enough to PM him? Then you need to tell him. Communication will solve probably 1,000% of the problems on this site. 1,000%. And it'll make our lives a whole lot easier if you just talk to us. And if we talk to you and say we don't want you doing this in Thread, because we're not going to tell you don't do it just because I said don't do it. We're going to say don't do it for this reason, or that reason. Don't come back writing us a book defending your point of view. It doesn't help. Overwhelming us with verbal pukage or text pukage is not going to help. We need you to be clear, concise, to the point. What can we do to help? What do you need from us? Why are you upset? What's the problem? And, if that was the case, I wouldn't have had to put up with this player for so long. If I had known other storytellers were having problems with him, probably he would have been gone a lot sooner. Like I said, I don't ban people for getting in my face because I could take it all day long. I'll fight with all of you guys. I don't care. But if you start infringing on the happiness of the staff that I do value and the players I value because they don't get in trouble and they don't do anything but help the whole site, then there's an issue. So, all right, I guess I need to get off my soapbox. I'm really tired. I'm really hot too. It's like really hot in here. I got all the windows open and it's like still like 60 degrees outside. Sorry, East Coast. Heard you guys were down in the negative numbers today. You need to like send some cooler air over here and we need to like share some of our heat with you. So I guess it froze in Florida for the first time ever or something. It might have even snowed there. So anyways, sorry this is a rambling video, but I just wanted to be transparent about people being dicks. Don't be a dick. Don't fuck with the staff. Don't try to get in a pissing contest with them because you're never going to win. And for sure, don't try to make them look bad by PMing people because, first of all, you don't know who those people are. And I can guarantee you 99% of the people on this site are tattletales. And if you're doing something bad, they'll tell us. Not because they're dicks, but because they are just as protective of Mizahar as we are. We being the staff. So, and I'm grateful for that beyond belief. So anyways, that's the drama. Player's gone. I'm sorry if he was your posting buddy, but he can be your posting buddy somewhere else, I suppose. So anyways, I'll sign off now, and I don't think I have another pronunciation guide to do, so I think we're all wrapped up with those. So anyways, I'll talk about something later.